Ora si registrerà la conferenza.
Okay. Everything's in Italian. It's okay. There we go. No. There we go. There it is. Okay. And then this one? Or
No, dall'inizio, yes.
Okay. Okay. So I did my presentation on the progress on combating hate speech online through the EU Code of Conduct. The article was written in 2016, so the study is based from 2016 to 2019. So first off, the Code of Conduct the Code of Conduct on Counter Illegal Hate Speech Online was signed May 31st, 2016 by Google, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Microsoft services. Then in 2018 and 2019, Instagram, Google+, Dailymotion, Snapchat, and Jukes Video joined. Now, when all of these companies collaborated together, it actually covered 96% of the EU shared market online, which is a big portion of the user platforms that we use today. So what does signing the Code of Conduct mean? Well, in summary, the Code of Conduct has contributed to achieve quick progress, including in particular on swift review and removal of hate speech content. Back in 2016, they were able to remove 28%, but then in 2019, they actually increased it to 72%. Along with the conduct, the Code of Conduct, the different IT companies had to follow specific rules and regulations in order to track different forms of hate speech. And so these are the different rules that they had to follow. And I'm actually going to dive deeper into a few of these. So have rules and community standards that prohibit hate speech and put in place systems and teams to review content that is reported and violate these standards. Review the majority of content flagged within 24 hours. This is one that I'm going to review in deeper. Provide regular training to their staff. Engage in partnerships and training activities with civil society in order to enlarge their network of trusted reporters. And then work with trusted flaggers on promoting independent counter narratives. Designate national contact points for receiving notices. And then promote transparency towards users as well as the general public. So content flagged within 24 hours. IT companies are now assessing 89% of flagged content within 24 hours. So even before most users would see hate speech content, it's already been analyzed and removed off of the web. Which is actually up 81% from last year. And so it started in 2016. So in 2017, they increased that by 81%. The removal rate is now stable at more than 70% on average. And actually 70% on average is considered a satisfactory rate because when they analyze hate speech, they also have to cross-reference the Second Amendment, freedom of speech. And so it is important that even though many pieces of content that are posted are very blatant, hate speech content, they do still have to reference that, okay, people do have the right to say what they want due to the Second Amendment. And then also companies like Dailymotion and gaming services like Xbox and PlayStation, they have actually implemented things into their software to catch hate speech. So through chats and forums, they can actually filter different things that'll immediately pull it down. And so for the next one is provide regular training to staff. So all IT companies report that they are holding regular and frequent trainings and provide coaching and support for their teams of content reviewers, including on specificities of hate speech content. And I want to address Facebook. So Facebook established a product policy forum, and they actually will share, for transparency purposes, those forum minutes publicly. And I pulled this. So this was actually one of their topics discussed in June 2023. And it talks about the images that they are starting to flag, not just the written context. It's actually like videos and photos that are also related to hate speech. But this is more just gruesome and violent images that should just be removed offline. So the first one is images and a video depicting dismemberment of several bodies. And then this one is a video that shows a person getting their eyeball taken out. So that one was removed and removed very quickly once it was posted online. And then these are some of the key points that the Facebook forums reviews while they're going over the different types of content to assess. The next one, engage in partnerships and training activities with civil society in order to enlarge their network of trusted reporters. So IT companies have extended their network of trusted flaggers in Europe since 2016. So trusted flaggers are different organizations that these companies partner with in order to help them to filter and flag different content online. Twitter has over 73 trusted flagger organizations. YouTube went from 10 to 46 in 2016. Facebook increased from 9 to 51 in Europe, and then Facebook and Instagram have over 131 trusted flagger organizations or NGOs, non-government organizations that they've partnered with to report hate speech content online. And so they work with trusted flaggers on promoting independent counter-narrative and educational programs. And one of the biggest programs that the EU has come up with is #WeDeserveBetter. So this is a campaign to where people such as ourselves, users, can go to this site and report content of hate speech that they've seen, but they can also donate to the organization and the cause just to help, provide a bigger voice to hate speech and how much it should not be shown visibly online across all races. And then promote transparency towards users as well as the general public. So today, removable hate speech content is clearly presented through each of these platforms. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, each in their privacy policy will highlight exactly how content hate speech is removed and the policies around it. Like if you post hate speech and if you violate their terms of service, a handful of times, your page could be removed permanently from search. But before the code of conduct was written, there was no real way for users to report. And even if they did report, it was a very clunky process. They went to a forum, which maybe was seen or not seen, but now they have different places, like things in place to where if, for example, I'm on Facebook and I want to submit content of hate speech, I will immediately get a response back saying that thank you so much for your request, and then this content will be removed in X amount of time, whether it's 8 hours, 24 hours, they'll give you that window of time. And then also with these organizations and having so many eyes on them, they just have really strong filters put in place to navigate through hate speech content. But some of the content isn't always, directly related to hate speech or is meant for other things. And so people now also have the ability to appeal what was removed. Facebook reports that they had over 1.1 million pieces of content appealed, but they actually gave back 130,000 of those content back to the users. So they still take they still take much importance when it comes to the hate speech content, but if your case is strong and you show that this isn't related to hate speech, then you could get the content back. And then lastly, so in conclusion, because of these procedures now in place by the IT companies on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Microsoft, the visibility of hate speech online has decreased significantly since 2016. But more studies and rules need to be put in place. Even at the end of the article, it had said, this is still a growing field and there is still much information that needs to be learned. And also the different types of hate speech is progressing just due to our society evolving, with the LGBTQ community, with the non-gender communities, with the xenophobias. There's just so many different layers of hate speech that they are continuously progressing and learning about. And then since 2019, Facebook has removed over 3.3 million pieces of content referring to hate speech, and Twitter has received over 6.2 million notifications from users that contain hate speech, but have only removed 536,000. So Facebook and Instagram is doing much better jobs than Twitter, but hopefully since 2019 things have progressed in the right direction for Twitter as well.
Thank you.
And that's it.
You can stop
The recording?
Yes.
Okay.